Every single morning, the world gives you a gift so valuable that no amount of money can buy more of it, and no amount of regret can bring it back once it's gone. It's the same gift given to every genius, every leader, every achiever, every dreamer. 24 hours, nothing more, nothing less. Now, here's the truth most people never hear. It's not the amount of time you have that decides your future. It's the amount of control you have over that time. Some people wake up and let the day push them around. Others wake up and take command of every hour. One group survives the day. The other shapes it. Think about it. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary doesn't come from talent, luck, or opportunity. It comes from how a person uses the same 24 hours that everyone else throws away. Imagine this. You open your eyes in the morning, and instead of drifting into autopilot, you step into the day with purpose. Like someone who understands the value of every minute, you move with clarity, not chaos. With focus, not distraction. With intention, not impulse. Because when you master your hours, you master your life. Time is like a silent river, always flowing, never stopping. You can't pause it, you can't rewind it, but you can choose what you build with it. Some people waste the morning, lose the afternoon, and surrender the night. Then they wonder why life feels stagnant. But others, the disciplined ones, treat each hour like a stepping stone. They build piece by piece, day by day, until their life becomes a masterpiece of effort, patience, and consistency. And here's the incredible secret. You don't need more hours. You just need better habits inside the hours you already have. Your future is not shaped next year, or next month, or someday. Your future is shaped today in the decisions you make during the next 24 hours. The question is, are you ready to use your hours like a genius? Are you ready to take back control of your day? Because the moment you do, everything changes. Let me take you into a story about a man who spent a day above the world, and what that day taught us about mastering every hour we're given. There's a moment in every person's life when they suddenly realize time isn't something happening around them. It's something happening through them. And if they don't take responsibility for those hours quietly slip away. They don't shout. They don't protest. They simply disappear. And when people finally look back, but there's another kind of person, the kind you are becoming, who refuses to let their 24 hours drift without direction. They treat each day like a mission. They understand that time is life's most valuable resource, more precious than money, more powerful than talent, and more transformative than opportunity. Because time, once used well, can build a life of meaning, purpose, and progress. Imagine this, you wake up with 24 hours, the same amount everyone else gets. No one has more, no one has less. Yet some people use these hours to grow, to learn, to build discipline, to strengthen their mind and character. Others lose these hours to distraction and drift. What makes the difference? It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's awareness. An awareness of how powerful a single hour can be. Consider a story, not from fame or fiction, but from the quiet discipline of someone who learned to master their daily hours. Picture a person who once lived by routine alone, drifting from morning to night without intention. But one day, they decided to track just a single day of their life. And what they discovered, they realized how many moments were being wasted on things that didn't contribute to their growth, their values, or their future. That moment changed everything, because once you see where your hours go, you can finally decide where they should go. They started reorganizing their day, not by squeezing more tasks into every minute, but by aligning their time with their purpose. They dedicated specific hours to learning, to strengthening their body, to improving their mindset, to nurturing their character, and to building a future that honored their values. Slowly, those hours began shaping them into a different kind of person, focused, calm, intentional, and driven. Not rushed, not overwhelmed, just committed. This is the power of mastering your 24 hours. It transforms you quietly at first, and then all at once. And now, as you listen, you're stepping into that same journey, learning not just to use your hours, but to own them. Because in the next section, you'll discover the first core lesson that separates average days from extraordinary ones. And it begins with a simple shift in how you see your time. There is a silent truth about time that most people never understand. You don't manage your day, you manage your choices. And the moment you shift your focus from, I don't have time to, I choose how to use my time, your entire life begins to rise to a higher level. Because mastery of your 24 hours doesn't start with schedules, planners, or routines. It starts with one powerful mindset. Your hours are a sacred trust, and you are responsible for how they are spent. Think about it. Every hour you live is shaping your identity, your habits, your confidence, your future, and nothing impacts your destiny more than what you repeatedly choose to do with the time you already have. Most people assume they need more hours, more days, more years. But what they truly need is more clarity. Clarity about what matters and what doesn't. Here's the first core lesson. Your life changes the moment you align your hours with your purpose. When you begin directing your energy toward meaningful actions, even small ones, your day stops feeling random. It becomes intentional, focused, alive. Start by identifying the 3 things that genuinely move your life forward. One thing for your mind, learning, reading, developing wisdom. One thing for your body, exercise, movement, strengthening yourself. One thing for your character, discipline, patience, gratitude, integrity. These are the foundations of a powerful human being. And when you give each of these even 30 minutes daily, something remarkable happens. Your sense of direction sharpens, your self-respect grows, your inner strength expands. Because time used purposefully creates momentum, and momentum creates transformation. You begin to feel more in control of your day because your actions are no longer scattered. They are rooted in who you want to become. And this alignment changes the entire rhythm of your life. Suddenly, your mornings feel more meaningful, your afternoons feel more productive, your evenings feel more productive, your evenings feel more peaceful. This is how successful, disciplined, focused people operate. Not by working nonstop, but by dedicating consistent time to what truly matters. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to master all 24 hours at once. You start with 1 hour, then another. And eventually, your whole day becomes a reflection of your values instead of your distractions. Now that you understand the first core lesson, it's time to go even deeper, because in the next section, you'll learn how consistent actions, even the smallest ones, can reshape your entire future in ways you never imagined. If the first lesson is about aligning your hours with purpose, then the second lesson is about protecting that alignment with unwavering consistency, because it's not the big efforts that change your life. It's the small, steady ones you repeat every single day. Consistency is the quiet force behind every transformation. It doesn't shout. It doesn't show off. It simply builds you, layer by layer, until one day you wake up stronger, sharper, and more capable than ever before. But here's the truth. Many people never realize. Consistency is less about motivation and more about structure. Motivation gives you a spark. Structure gives you staying power. Think of your 24 hours like a house. Your habits are the brick. Your routines are the cement. Your intentions are the blueprint. If you only place a brick once in a while, the house never forms. But if you place one brick every single day, even on the days you feel tired, busy, or uninspired, your structure grows. Your life grows. So how do you build consistency that lasts? It starts with simplifying your commitments instead of overwhelming yourself. Choose a few small, meaningful habits and repeat them until they become part of your identity. For example, try 10 minutes of reflection before you start your day, 15 minutes of meaningful learning, by 20 minutes of physical movement, a few moments of gratitude before sleep. These are small actions, but when protected daily, they create a powerful rhythm. A rhythm of discipline, a rhythm of clarity, a rhythm of growth. And the more consistent you become, the less your time slips away from you. Your day stops controlling you because you begin controlling your day. There's also a deeper lesson here. Consistency builds trust, not just with others, but with yourself. When you keep showing up, you prove to yourself that you are reliable, capable, and worthy of progress. You stop doubting your potential because your actions confirm your strength. This is why some people rise while others remain stuck. Those who rise don't rely on perfect conditions or ideal moments. They rely on steady effort, ethical discipline, and the commitment to improve even 1% at a time. And over weeks, months, and years, these small efforts compound into something extraordinary, a life that feels purposeful, powerful, and deeply fulfilling. Now, as this foundation of consistency becomes clear, we move into the emotional heart of your transformation, where your inner fire awakens and your potential starts demanding more from you. There comes a moment in every person's life when the truth can no longer be ignored. A moment when you feel a quiet voice inside calling you to rise higher than your habits, higher than your excuses, and higher than the limits you once accepted. This is that moment, because once you understand how your hours shape your identity and how consistency shapes your destiny, something powerful begins to happen within you. You start to realize that the life you want is not far away. It's simply hidden inside the choices you make today. Think about this. Every day you wake up with the same 24 hours as everyone else. Successful people don't get more time. Dedicated people don't get easier days. Disciplined people don't get lighter burdens. What they do get is clarity. They decide who they want to become, and then they shape their time around that identity. Not the other way around. And this is where your transformation truly begins. Because when you look at your day and say, my time is valuable, my actions matter, my growth is a priority, your heart shifts, your energy shifts, your life shifts. You stop being pulled by distractions. You stop being controlled by noise. You stop living passively and begin living intentionally. But here's the emotional truth most people avoid facing. Growth requires discomfort. Not harmful discomfort, but the kind that strengthens you, the kind that builds your patience, the kind that deepens your discipline. It's that moment when you choose to get up a little earlier, when you choose to learn instead of waste time, when you choose to act with integrity even when no one is watching. Every one of those choices adds weight to your character. They shape you from the inside out, and slowly, you realize something profound. You are capable of far more than you ever believed. That feeling you get when you accomplish something hard. That quiet sense of pride you feel when you stay consistent. That inner strength you feel growing day by day. That is the real reward. That is where confidence comes from. Not from perfection, but from effort. This is your rise. This is the turning point where your potential stops being a dream and starts becoming a responsibility. Because now you know, you can shape every hour. You can rewrite every chapter. You can build a life rooted in discipline, gratitude, and purpose. And with this fire inside you growing stronger, it's time for the final step. The moment where thought turns into action and your commitment becomes your new reality. You've traveled through a journey of awareness, discipline, and inner growth. And now you stand at the edge of a powerful truth. Your life will be shaped by how you use the next 24 hours. Not next week, not next week, not next month. Today. This day, this moment, because the greatest transformations don't begin with dramatic changes. They begin with one clear decision, a decision to respect your time, honor your potential, and rise with intention. You already possess everything you need to start. You have the mind to plan. You have the heart to commit. You have the strength to stay consistent. And you have the same 24 hours as every person who ever achieved something meaningful and ethical in their life. The question now is simple. What will you do with your next hour? Will you continue letting your time slip through your fingers, controlled by distractions and old habits? Or will you take ownership of your day, your energy, and your direction? Remember this: every hour you dedicate to growth is an investment into a stronger, wiser, more resilient version of yourself. Every hour spent in discipline builds character. Every hour used with gratitude strengthens your spirit. Every hour focused on meaningful improvement leads you one step closer to the person you were always meant to become. You don't need perfection. You don't need giant leaps. You simply need honest effort, consistent commitment, and the belief that your life is worth building with care and integrity. Start small if you must: 10 minutes of reflection, 20 minutes of learning, a moment to express gratitude, a few steps toward a goal you've been delaying. These actions may seem simple, but they carry weight. They shape your identity, they strengthen your habits, they elevate your purpose, and over days, weeks, and months, you'll look back and realize something incredible. You didn't just master your time, you mastered yourself. That is the real victory. That is the real success. A life lived intentionally, ethically, and with constant growth. So here is your call to action. Not dramatic, not complicated, just powerful and real. Choose one meaningful task right after this video ends. One action that reflects the person you want to become. Guard that hour. Protect that hour, honor it, because that hour will become two. Two will become four, and soon your entire day will follow your lead. Your future is shaped in the present. Your strength is shaped in consistency, and your greatness is shaped in the quiet decisions you make when no one is watching. Your time is waiting. Your hour begins now. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends.